What's going on, guys? So in this video I want to go over 6 ways you can profit from the daily activity bonuses. Now most of you know about the daily activity bonuses, but for those of you who don't, you could go over here to this little scroll icon where it says activities, click on it and then go to activities, and it'll show you the current daily bonus for gathering and for production. So for number 1, you could profit if you're gathering whatever the bonus might be. This happens to be hide, and we have 1 day and 9 hours left until it switches to something else, which we don't know what's going to be. So you get 25% hide gathering yields and 50% more hide treasures. So the 25% is a bonus at getting double. So right now I have no gear that gives me hide bonus, but this activity bonus gives me 25%. So if I had gear on here, like it inspects what if I had my ore yield on, which I have like 117, that put me at like 142%, which would mean if I had 142%, I have a 100% chance to get double and then 42% chance to get triple of whatever I mined or whatever I gathered. In this case, it would be for high. So that's the bonus. The 50% treasure would be for any kind of tomes that are found. Usually I find 1 to 2 tomes per hour when I do my ore gathering, but this will give you 50% chance to get more of these treasures. So you might get 3 instead for the hour, depending on how fast you can gather. So the first way here, it's very simple. The gathering bonus, you get more hide and you can get more tomes as shown here, hide treasures or treasures, whatever the gathering bonus is. So that's the basic one, number 1. The second basic one would be there's always going to be 2 daily production bonuses that you can profit from. Normally you only really want to do it if you have a decent amount of spec. So I don't have anything in fire staff or war gloves, so I wouldn't use these, but recently there was stone refining, so I was able to get over like 60 something% resource return rate on my stone refining. So this is random, and again it changes based on this timer every few days, so you gotta just check it and then see if it matches up to whatever you're specialized. Right now I have one character that does hide gathering, so I will do a little bit of this, but for now, main 2 ways that most people know, and I just want to go over them to start this video, are the gathering bonus here. Sometimes you can get fame bonus, open world mobs, like 20% extra fame, but most of the time it's gathering. And then over here we have the production bonus. It might be refining or maybe just crafting. So we went over the basic 2 ways to benefit from these daily activity bonuses. Now most people know this, and I've learned that when most people find a profitable method, it becomes less profitable. However, if we take a deeper dive into the economy, there are a bit more complex ways to make profit from these bonuses. So starting off with number 3, we have market speculation on bonus resource. So from my experience, most gatherers will gather the bonus resource until they are at max carry weight. They will then sell the market at current sell order prices, or more often than not, sell to the highest buy order, for instance, silver. So I'll just pull up an example here. Let's say we're looking at hide. I'm here in Martlock, and we will go to resource, hide. Let's check the third enchantments here. So this is pretty significant. I mean, normally I buy these and I'm almost maxed all hide refining. Normally I have to buy these at 7,900, as you can see here, the 4-week price. However, once this kind of dropped, there's been so much exceptional medium hide, and this buy order price dropped to 6,100, and you can see here it's kind of stayed consistently. And once the production bonus ends, it's probably going to shoot back up in the next week or so to be at 7,800 once again. So in order to profit on this, and all you need is silver for this market speculation. So what I would do, I would set buy orders here. Let's say like 200. I'm just putting a number here that works for me at 6,101. And there's no way I'm going to get this any cheaper once this production ends, so might as well get it now. If you had the money and you wanted to just buy them, I would even buy these at like 7,100 and then just focus or refine them in a few weeks when the prices come back up. And so those are the couple ways here in the market speculation. You could put buy orders in or just buy it outright up into a certain point. For me, I'd probably buy all the ones up 7,200, and I'm actually just going to do that now. Mine as well, because I have some focus I want to use to refine. And you could leave. I know they don't buy them all, and it was actually a comment, because people will still be putting sell orders for cheaper prices while the bonus is active. So maybe you'll get someone who puts a bulk quantity, like a few hundred, within that price. Right now, I'll just leave it and see if anyone else their sell orders for big quantities below that. And then number 3, if you are a gatherer, not necessarily a market speculator, and you see this price dip down to like 6,800, 70, like 7,000. If you want instant profit, I mean, you could just sell it here. I would not sell to the buy order because you're losing like about 2,000 per. For the somewhat quick way to do it, you could do the sell order for 7,100. You still won't be getting like max price for it. And if you can wait, you can get the maximum profit in a couple of weeks, maybe even a week. It'll rebound back to around 78, 7900. And if you don't need the silver now, you could just put the sell order price in for 7,800 or 8,000 once, all these cheap ones dry up. So that's number 3, market speculation on bonus resource. So I'm just using hide as an example because I'm in Martlock and hide is the main resource here where I refine, because the refining bonus is hide, as you can see here, plus 40%. And this is the main character I've been doing this on. So this is the example that I'm using because I'm almost maxed out and it's the activity bonus for this. So that is number 3. Number 4, I don't really do this, but it's been done to me and I've seen it done a lot, especially during these bonuses. So ganking gatherers. So in my experience, the bonus resource areas, for example, Bridgewatch surrounding locations for hide, because that's the primary resource, are highly populated with gatherers trying to benefit from the bonus. So while I'm not a ganker, I've seen many more red zone gatherers during this gathering bonus period, and I've seen most gatherers ganked during peak hours. So if you're a ganker, you'll have more opportunities to kill gatherers during these peak hours. However, if you are a gatherer like me, you may want to gather in the off-peak hours if you still want to do this in the red zones, black zones. And for me, the safest time to gather seems to be 11 p.m. Eastern to 3 a.m. Eastern. I am in the United States on Albion West. However, honestly, you're never 100% safe in the red or black zone, so you have to experiment based on your server experience and your goals, like how long you want to stay there, or if you want to be quick and go out. It only comes with experience. There is a possibility if you are a ganker, this is like the prime spot where people are gathering, because everyone's trying to get that extra bonus resource. It definitely adds up, especially if you're getting like exceptional and pristine high tier, let's say hide in this case. It's worth the risk of getting ganked. If you just go there with cheap gear and get a few of those, you could easily make millions per hour. Okay, so that's ganking gatherers. Number 4. Number 5, this is going to be market speculation on crafting and refining bonus. So there's a few things here. Number 1 would be every crafting station requires a certain food. So after you use a certain crafting station, the food depletes, and then whoever owns this crafting station has to refuel it, I'd say, with a specific food. Well, you could do it with any food, but there's like a favorite food which increases the food level more quickly. And that's the one that most of these people who own crafting stations focus on, and they buy these in bulk. Every crafting station has their own favorite food, let's say. So you got to see what's being crafted and which city has that particular bonus. People try to raise their fees for those particular crafting stations because the amount of food becomes so much. So in order to profit here, you may want to store those specific resources to sell or use on the crafting or refining bonus day, whatever the specific one might be. And if you see it spike up, and this is going to be kind of 0.6, I'll get to it after, but you could always transport cheaper food to the higher price food in that particular market, wherever people are crafting most and using up the crafting space of each of the crafting stations. In addition to the food prices, those are the cook foods. You could benefit if you're a cook from just cooking those foods and selling them there. But in order to cook them, the ingredients are needed as well. So those tend to spike up for a short period. But you could make a decent amount of money selling food at that higher price, whatever the specific spiked food might be. Number 3 within number 5 of the market speculation for crafting and refining bonus is buy cheap crafted equipment to study and increase your spec. So in addition to just crafting, if you're trying to get your spec up for whatever, I'm currently trying to do assassin jackets on one of my alt characters, you can either sell what you craft, or you could use this feature called studying them, and basically they destroy whatever you craft or whatever you buy, and they give you more experience or more fame towards whatever spec of the item. If I study assassin jackets, they destroy the assassin jackets to give me fame towards that spec. So instead of just crafting it, you could actually, people are going to be crafting these particular items, whatever the bonus is, pretty significantly. It's going to drive down the price of those because most of them are just trying to sell, and you can buy those and you can go ahead and either keep them for a later time and then sell them to a different market, or if you're trying to up your spec in that particular thing, buy them for cheap and get cheap fame to increase your spec. If you're just PvP and ganker alone, you could find or check the bonuses each day, and if it works for your set, just buy a bunch of sets that are cheap, so you don't have to worry about it for the coming month or so until the bonus comes up again. That would be number 5, market speculation on crafting and refining bonus. And this kind of goes hand in hand. But number 6 is transport to and from city with crafting / refining bonus. And this, as I mentioned before, this may mean when the food spikes for certain particular crafting stations and you see the food prices skyrocket, find cheaper markets, or you can craft it yourself and transport them over to that market that has the prices inflated for more profit. This also works with transporting resources for crafting or refining to the bonus city. So for example, like if the bonus is stone, everyone's going to be like refining stone. Everyone's going to be in Bridgewatch refining stone blocks. And people who own crafting stations tend to raise their fees on these days. So it becomes more expensive for people to actually craft at the crafting stations. So they want cheap resources and they're going to basically just get them where they can and drive up the price of that particular market. So in Bridgewatch, you could see marbles skyrocket out 20-30%. And what I was doing is transporting some from Martlock to Bridgewatch because those are still cheaper. Eventually, you know, the prices increase everywhere once people start transporting, but it is a possible thing you can do to profit from the bonuses. And finally, within the transporting refined goods and resources from bonus city to cities with highest prices. Maybe you don't want to do it with lower tier because it's not as profitable, but like, so tier 7 or tier 8 assassin jackets, for example, in Bedford, which I'm using my alt, they give you plus 15% for leather armor, and that's without the bonus. And what you could do is craft it there or buy it there because it's probably cheaper during the bonus day, and then transfer it to Carleone or even like Bridgewatch if that's the opposite place. Maybe that's the most expensive because it's the furthest away from the bonus. But you got to see what the prices are and plan accordingly. So this is a long enough video as it is, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, the 6 ways to profit from daily activity bonuses. We got the regular main ways, gathering bonus. If you gather, you just get more yield. Number 2, production bonus, the same thing, you get more yield, crafting whatever it is, or refining, depending on what the bonuses are. Number 3 was market speculation on bonus resources. 4 was ganking gatherers, or if you're a gatherer, try to do it in off-peak hours. Number 5, market speculation on crafting or refining bonus cities. And number 6 is transporting to and from cities with crafting/refining bonus. So those are 6 ways to profit from these activity bonuses. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions or comments or suggestions of your own. Thanks for watching.